Welcome to the Strategic Insights Podcast. We are at the lovely Henry Hotel in Dearborn, Michigan for the Midwest User Group. I have the pleasure to speak with Suzy Reno, our President and CEO of Strategic. How are you doing today, Suzy?
I am fantastic.
I've been looking forward to this one because I get to ask a bunch of questions that I think other people also want to know and that are coming around. But during our time today, I want to enlighten those that have a chance to listen the direction of Strategic and the changes that have happened in the recent, not so recent past.
Sure, absolutely.
So, as Strategic, we look at ourselves as a premier provider of services, and we support enterprise business solutions for a plethora of different products. Since taking the helm and navigating us for the last 12 months, what are some of these changes that are coming forward in the direction of our organization?
Yeah, great question. I would expect nothing less. It's been a really wonderful time of change at Strategic over the last couple of years, brought on by the fundamental fact that the handcuffs were taken off of us in terms of non-compete clauses. So for decades, we were a Q80 only shop, and it has served us well. And we love our Q80 customers, love the product, love the community. It's why we're here in Dearborn. That said, we always encountered a tremendous amount of opportunity that we couldn't fill with the single solution that we had. And over the years, it led to several different avenues of growth for us. The first was Strategic developing our own intellectual property solutions that would plug gaps in the Q80 ERP solution for our small and medium-sized businesses, right? Then we started branching out into partnership relationships with third-party providers of their own point solutions so that we could bring an ever-expanding realm of solutions to our customers, right? Not just meet an ERP need, but start to branch out and more holistically look at being of service to them for their enterprise solutions needs. You fast forward that to the last couple of years, and we've brought on another enterprise quality management solution with ETQ, and we've brought on another ERP solution with NetSuite. And what that allows us to do is not just go out into more markets, go out into more vertical channels than just the traditional manufacturing that Q80 supports, but it allows us to offer options to our customers. Maybe they're standing up a new division that our legacy solutions are not a good fit for. Now we have options, right? So the same trusted partner relationship that we've had with them for years can continue because now we have more solutions to bring to the table for them.
We talk about this expanded portfolio of products and services, and we talk how historically we usually go after in the SMB space or net new business. Right. A lot of times they're coming off of just QuickBooks or Excel, and we're seeing a change happen. And where we say enterprise business solutions, we should make sure people are, when they listen to this, and they're like, "Oh, I'm a startup." Yeah, you are, but it shouldn't be limiting factor of looking at maybe a point solution. You should be looking at an ERP. Right. To be more flexible, and I think that's a little bit why NetSuite was brought into the fold.
It was. Certainly NetSuite has a huge following in the SMB space, right? It's a very simple solution to start with just from a pure financials standpoint, and then grow into additional capabilities, additional functionality from there. That said, we have customers that are pre-commercial, that are heading down the manufacturing path, heading down the development path. They have $0 of revenue and they're implementing Q80 as an enterprise solution. And it makes perfect sense to them because they're essentially putting in the foundation for them to springboard their growth. So that when they go commercial in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, all of that work is behind them. They've got the platform to really go from zero to hundreds of millions of dollars very quickly, and we've seen it happen multiple times in our customer base.
We have, and the ones that have not had that in place for the springboard effect, it's very taxing to do these projects while making that type of growth.
It is. We see the next kind of natural tipping point when you get to $20, $30 million of revenue and you are breaking the systems that you have in place, the QuickBooks of the world, the manual systems, the point solutions that aren't fully integrated. But as you said, at that point, you're in business, you're operating on a day-to-day basis, and more than likely you're operating with a very lean team. So implementing ERP at that point in time, or implementing QMS at that point in time, is really taxing on the organization. So wherever possible, we like to get our customers in absolutely at the ground floor and give them a base set of functionality on an enterprise system that can then scale a lot quicker and a lot easier when they're ready.
So it's a beautiful portfolio being able to offer, for example, a quality solution to a customer that might need to go quality before ERP,
Sure.
depending on where they are in R&D and testing, as well as, like you said, choosing an ERP as a platform and being able to scale. And as we talk about scaling, how is that changing for strategic? We're now supporting more of a portfolio. We have more people that we're supporting around the globe. What does that look like for the organization as customers look to work with us?
Yeah, it's meant a tremendous amount of international growth. We started in Europe. We started in Ireland via QAD, offering us distribution rights in Ireland. We quickly acquired a legacy QAD partner in the UK to expand our presence there, and we've gotten awarded rights to sell QAD in the UK as well. Later have come Sweden and Denmark. So we're kind of expanding our footprint in the English-speaking parts of Europe. But what we've also found, in addition to just broadening our sales horizons, is we've invested a lot in our support infrastructure. So many customers know that we have a very large managed services team that we call SIG that's been around for a number of years, offering everything from managed DBA services to a help desk to hosting services. Now we've added managed EDI services and things like that. But what we've really done over the last 24 months is expand that team internationally. So we now have quite a number of employees in India to support that kind of 24/7 coverage that our larger customers are demanding. Not just because they operate 24/7, but because they themselves have divisions overseas that need local language support, local time zone support. So it's been really imperative for us to expand our global footprint.
We've had a couple really good conversations with customers prior to our conversation today, and they've all noted the fact that the level of service is the prime reason why they choose strategic. And going this 24/7, I've noticed a lot of times that we're also helping offset staff augmentation problems.
Sure.
So it's nice to be able to sit there and yes, we can do the local language, we can do as the sun turns, if you will. You do that 24/7, but it's also nice because we all understand that things happen. Right now, there's a strike going on, for example, and organizations still need to be able to run even when they're short-staffed, and strategic is uniquely fit to support that.
We are. We routinely run multiple staff augmentation projects at a time within our customer base and our employee base. And it's really just another level of service and partnership that we can offer to our customers, right? We are in it for the long haul, and part of that is making sure they stay successful when they encounter a hard time. Maybe an employee leaves unexpectedly, or an economic condition comes about that they can't support a full-time resource anymore, and they need a part-time kind of support resource, and we're here to offer that to them.
So we talked, briefly about how we've gotten to where we're at today, which is a great spot, and it's picking up immensely. Yep. How do we see keeping up with this demand over the next 24 months?
Well, we continue to hire like mad to just have enough resources to really support the growth plans. We're going to continue to grow internationally in the geographies where we already are, and potentially a couple new ones. But more than that, it's going to be expanding on the foundation that we have, right? Expanding potentially into additional enterprise solutions, whether they be ERP, QMS, or potentially other avenues like MES or other kind of shop floor solutions that we might be able to, again, round out the set of solutions that we have to offer to our customers. Our goal really is to be the business partner to them for their solution requirements, whether it's services or software or infrastructure support, those kind of things.
And obviously the larger this portfolio gets, just the more flexibility we're going to have to provide end-to-end business solutions for our customer base.
Correct. Somebody asked me quite a while back, why would I choose to buy XYZ solution from Strategic versus going to the software OEM themselves? And my answer is really simple, right? As a software developer, if I see, if I have a hammer in my hand, being that software, everything I see looks like a nail. right? And if we have options, then we really can discuss with our customer and lead them through the selection process that helps them get to the best decision for their company. Not just the only one we have to offer, but the best solution for them long term, right? It might not be that Strategic gets 100% of their software requirements covered, but I want them to make the right decision for them so the parts we do cover are successful. And they're successful because it breeds their growth, it breeds our growth long term.
Absolutely. You've always used a comment that I've loved when we discuss with customers, and being able to tell them no. Because sometimes it's not a perfect fit.
Correct.
And that honesty is how you build a partnership. And it's also, like you said, where we go out and look for new solutions to fit those gaps, which I know you have our team and Walter working tirelessly on filling the ones that are coming out at any given time.
Yeah. And it's also, we've talked a lot about products. It's also services, right? We have a tremendous amount of depth of knowledge and experience within our professional services organization. So one of the things that we've been working on in the last several years is trying to not necessarily productize that, but standardize it as a solution offering of itself to our customers, to take them through an assessment process or a customer success planning process, to really take an honest look about the way they're using their systems right now, where processes might be working well or might be broken, and what the solutions that they already have could do to improve that. Or is it really a service requirement where they need to look at training or look at process improvement and things like that? So we're really trying to also, at the same time we expand our product portfolio, we're trying to really maximize the value of the resources that we have, the human capital that we have to offer that strength and experience to our customers.
Yeah, I think it's important that most of our human capital comes with 10 plus years of experience in industry, sometimes matching that as time as a consultant with multiple versions of experience, whether the role be in finance, where I think both where your career started off at, whether it be supply chain. So we like to tie in the proper product expert to the functional requirement. And lately for us, we're seeing a lot of the need being in training, in process improvement. So I think the title of the user group we heard today was getting back to the people in the process. So it's funny how the product is now aligning with the philosophies of most of the organizations in here that are doing really well as being partners in the community.
Yeah, it's I used to, when I still had my consultant hat on and I would go out in the field and actually implement software for a living, I would write something on the board on day one, which was just a series of acronyms, so a series of letters that stood for, but we've always done it that way. And you draw a big red circle around it and a line through it, right? Because people get, they get comfortable and they get complacent in their usage of any system, right? How many of us drive a car that we don't know what half of the buttons do? But we know how to drive, we know how to get from point A to point B, and all of that extra capability that's built into the car, we never touch because we don't think we need it, but maybe it would make life better.
Absolutely. So, as someone that's listening at this point and realizing, our commitment to not only our customers, but the direction of the organization and supporting those globally, they're looking for that type of partnership. What's the one little ending tidbit you'd give them on a reason to reach out and at least investigate Strategic as an option?
Yeah, I really think it comes back to the partnership, right? We're not a transactional organization, we're a relationship organization. And we're here to build and maintain relationships with our customers, with our employees, and with our partners. And we truly are in it for the long haul. So happy to discuss with anyone what they see as their future vision for their solutions, their enterprise software solutions, and we'd love to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Suzy, thank you for your time today. Look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you, sir.